6 months from now, you're going to be standing somewhere. The only question I have is where? Now, there's an entire industry that exists that wants to make that exciting for you. They want you to write down all your goals. They want you to find your why. And if your why isn't so powerful that it makes you cry, then your why is not good enough. They tell you that you're the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. They'll go on to tell you that you need to read 10 pages of a book for the next 6 months. And if you do that, you'll read the equivalent of 16,000 some kind of crazy pages. And they also tell you that you'll be a new man. I'm not going to tell you that nonsense because I've been on the other end of that. I got the notebooks full of all the things I wrote down at 11 o'clock at night when I was feeling like a brand new man, felt like I had all the answers, and couldn't remember shit by the next day. The speeches that they gave, they felt incredible. But the motivation, man, it always burned off by the morning because no one ever handed me the part that actually worked. 6 months later, I was right back where I freaking started. Sometimes I was even worse, man. So here's what I actually know. And it's a lot less comfortable than anything you're going to hear from someone on a stage. Here you go, bro. You can do all the work or you can't do the work. That's up to you. And whether you do or you don't, that next 6 months, it's going to pass. Either while you're scrolling other men's lives on your phone, it's passing. It's passing right now while you decide whether you want to keep on watching me bump my lips. And it'll hand you back that same exact life with 6 months less road in front of it to fix. The calendar doesn't care about your why. It doesn't care about your vision board. It just moves. I rebuilt my entire life in a window about this big. I got motivated. And when I say motivated, I mean I got inspired to change because I finally understood the part nobody puts on the fucking poster. So for the next 15 minutes, that's what I'm giving you. What actually moves in 6 months and not what's just the noise designed to make you feel like you're changing while you're staying in the same freaking spot. So let's get one thing straight because it's a lie underneath all of it. Your problem was never that you weren't motivated. You've been motivated at 100 different times. You've watched all the damn videos. You felt the fire in your chest at midnight and you promised yourself that tomorrow was day 1. You're going to go to bed feeling like a brand new man. I've done that shit too. More times than I'd like to count. And motivation, I'm not saying it's worthless. Don't let anyone tell you that either. I used it. When I was clawing my way back from hell, I had speeches and audiobooks playing in my ear at 4 a.m, and that shit was fuel. But here's what nobody selling it from the stage will actually tell you. Fuel without an engine just evaporates. You can pour motivation into your life every single day, and if there's no system underneath it to catch it and put it to work, it burns off by breakfast and leaves you right back where you started. Feeling guilty, looking for that next video. That's the whole game, guys. The guys with the vision boards and the find your why and the you are the average of the 5 people that you spend time with. If you lay with dogs, you're going to catch fleas and all that endless stuff. Because fuel feels good and it sells tickets. What they never hand you is the damn engine. The boring part. The unglamorous, repetitive, nobody's clapping for you part that actually rebuilds a life. And I get why. The engine doesn't make a good highlight reel, man. There's no standing ovation for eating out of a cooler. Nobody's filming you at 4 a.m. when the rest of the world is asleep.
Just 3 o'clock.
That's the
3
machine.
a.m.
That silent,
Already got that
boring,
30 minutes of cardio
unglamorous
done.
machine
Now
is
it's time
the
to lift.
only thing that ever changed anything for me. Because I didn't read about this. I've lived this, you guys. I took a life that was a complete train wreck, burned it all the way to the damn ground, and then built it back up out of something from nothing. It was just ashes that most men couldn't dream their way back to. But brick by brick, in the ashes of the old life became the foundation of the next one. So let me stop talking in principles and show you what this actually looks like. Because 6 months in is where the proof finally showed up for me. And it looked nothing like a motivational video. That's for sure. I walked into a 6-month rehab program with a body carrying 20 years of neglect and a mind that drugs and alcohol had dulled down to almost nothing. Let's just say I wasn't the sharpest crayon in the box anymore. And you need to understand who I used to be, because that really matters. Before the bottle got a hold of me, I was sharp as a knife, genuinely sharp. And my body, I didn't just train. I was a calendar model. Mr. February, if you want the specifics. People used to turn to me and look. And by the time I got to that rehab, I looked like a guy who used to train. Past tense. A faded photocopy of a man I could barely remember being. So walking in, I made 2 goals. One, I was going to rebuild my mind. And second, I was going to get in the best shape of my life. And when I said that second part out loud, that I wanted to look like I just stepped off the cover of a fitness magazine again, people told me I was fucking crazy. A guy with 2 decades of damage talking like that, this motherfucker lost his mind. But guess what? I wasn't bargaining anymore. I didn't claw my way out of this active addiction to get just a little bit better here. I didn't go through all this just to get sober and just stop drinking and be miserable again. I told myself, if I'm going all in, then I'm going all in. So I built the engine, the boring engine, the one nobody claps for, the one that no one's up for at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day while the rest of the dorm slept till 7. I was in that gym in the dark doing my 30 minutes of cardio. I had my audio books and lectures running in my ears, not for the goosebumps, but because I was rebuilding a mind that drugs had taken offline, and I wanted every minute working. I meal prepped and lived out of a cooler while everyone else lined up for their cafeteria food or ate from food trucks. Same schedule every day. No negotiation. And somewhere during those 6 months, I figured out that this whole episode this is what it's really about. I set out to get my body back, and I did. But the body was never actually the point, come to find out. I could have just have known that walking in. The barbell was only ever resistance. The thing I was really training for every single morning I got up when I didn't want to, and every meal that I ate that didn't taste the best, I stayed when I wanted to quit. And I stayed there, sitting there, because what I really wanted to work on was my mind. The part of me that used to fold, the part that used to negotiate, the part that always reached for the easiest thing. But these days, I don't give a damn what my body looks like. The good shape that I am in is just a byproduct. I know I'm in the top 1 or 2% of people my age as far as physical health goes, but I don't give a fuck. I go to the gym to train the one muscle that runs everything else. And that's the one between your damn ears. The weights are just a tool. The mind is the muscle. And the body that came back, the one they said I'd never see again.
The best advice anyone ever gave me was 2 words. You can't. And you know what my response was? 2 words. Watch me.
I had it. Not just the physique. That comeback too. I had a mind that no longer asked me whether I felt like I should get up right now. Getting up at 4 wasn't discipline anymore. It was just who I'd become. The negotiation, that shit had stopped. That's what 6 months built.
Saturday,
not a body,
4:41
a
in the
man who
morning.
keeps his word to himself.
Time to get going.
And not 1 minute of it
Time to get
came
this started.
from
Let's do
motivation. It came from the engine, the boring, silent, unglamorous machine I ran in the dark while the rest of the world decided it was time to sleep in. Now here's where most videos like these fall apart. The part where the guy on screen like me tells you that you need to wake up at 4 a.m. and you need to eat out of a cooler like mine. And your life is supposed to be like mine. It's the blueprint, the way to success. It's not, man. The cooler, the rehab dorm, all that's my engine. That was built for my records, my situation. Yours is going to look completely different because your life is different, my man. But the machine underneath it, it's not going to change. So let me hand you the parts. Not 15 keys, just 3 things. 3 things that actually work. Number 1, build your engine, not willpower. Stop trying to want more. Wanting it more is like wanting more fuel, and you already know what fuel does on its own. It burns off by breakfast. Instead, just pick one thing. 1, not 10, not 12, not your whole life. Just one thing. And then do it every single day at the same time, no matter what. You do it on the days when you don't feel like doing it, and you do it on the days that you do. The whole point is to do it every single day. Every part of you is hunting for a reason to skip, but don't. And you keep doing it until something strange will happen, and it will. Until a morning arrives and you realize that you didn't have to ask yourself whether or not you were going to do it. You just did. That's the day it stops being a hassle and becomes a discipline. It becomes who you are. That's the engine turning over. For me, that shift happened quietly, somewhere in the middle of those first 6 months, long before I saw any results going on. That day, the negotiation had stopped in my life, and then that was the day that everything changes, and the same will be said for you. Number 2, second, and no one says this part out loud, you're not training your body. You're training the part of you that quits. Make that one daily thing physically hard. Not for your physique. I already told you I don't give a shit about my physique. I make it hard because discomfort is the gym of my mind. My mind goes to the gym to get strong. So every single time you do the uncomfortable thing you didn't want to do, you cast a vote against the version of you that typically folds. You're not building a muscle. You're building a man who does what he says he's going to do despite how challenging it is, even if it hurts. The body, that shows up later looking good. That's just the receipt that you're going to the gym. But the mind, the actual lift, that's where the real evidence is. So keep on going. Let the gym be the place that your mind gets its exercise. Third, and this is where most men break, you have to keep going even when there are no results, even when nothing seems to be happening, because nothing is going to happen, not for a while. I ran my engine in the dark for months before I saw one single piece of evidence that my life was changing. If I needed proof to keep showing up, I would have quit on day 3. Definitely by week 3, like everybody else. The recipe comes late. That's the rule. The work happens now in silence with no applause and no one out there cheering you on and no one pointing at you. But the results will show up in months or sometime down the road, sometimes in little segments, sometimes all at once. But then eventually everybody will start calling you an overnight success because they never saw the dark mornings. They only saw the outcome. So here's what the whole thing comes down to. You don't need more motivation, man. You don't need a vision board or a 27-step morning routine that you copied off the internet. You don't need to listen to some man on stage. You just need one non-negotiable. That's all you need is one thing. And then run after it. Keep running. Long after you want to quit. Keep running after it. That's the secret. That's the engine. That's the whole motivation industry is built on, that they don't want you to know. Just pick one thing and stick with it, because the day that you got that shit figured out is the day that you're going to quit buying all their damn products and all their bullshit. So let me bring you back to where this whole conversation started. 6 months from now, you are going to be standing somewhere, my friend. That's a fact. That part of this story has not changed. The calendar's not going to quit moving, whether you want to or not. Whether you decide to build something you don't. That's one promise that life actually keeps. So the only question still on the table at this point is the one I asked you at the very start. What are you gonna do with it? And am I gonna be honest with you the way I wish someone had been honest with me? Yeah, I will be. Most men who made it this far are feeling something right now. A little fire in their belly. A little tomorrow's the day that something might fucking happen. And then they're gonna go get some sleep. And then by the morning, that fire will surely have burned the hell out. And nothing will change. They'll go right back to where they started. And 6 months from now, they're gonna be standing right in the same spot they were 6 months ago, telling the same old broken ass story. That's not a threat. That's just math, man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's just what fuel does with no engine. But you gotta move. Gotta move, okay? Get a plan, back you with some action. The person who does these things, you can be the man who builds the engine, puts a little gas in it. You don't gotta wait till tomorrow, do it today. Not Monday, not the first of the month, not the next time an easy thing comes along or things are right sitting in front of you. No, man. None of those moments are coming. Just pick up right now, even if it's hard. Do it on purpose. Do it because it's hard. That is where change occurs. And then guess what? Do it again, man. The whole damn thing. That's how life burns down to ashes and gets built back, brick by brick by brick, into something most men only ever wished for. I rebuilt mine from nothing. So guess what? So can you. Ain't nothing special about me. I just stopped breaking my word to myself. And if you're one of those men who's actually going to do that, put in the work, not just feel it tonight, but go ahead and do something in the morning, why not go ahead and just hit that subscribe button right now and say, hey, I'm ready. You see, this channel isn't here to hype you up and make you feel good. It's here for the long, quiet, unglamorous work of becoming a man you can respect. And no man should have to do that shit alone, ever. And before you go, tell me your one non-negotiable, that one single thing you're not gonna run from, but you're gonna run to starting tomorrow. Put it in the comments. Say it out loud where someone can hold you to it, because a promise you make in the dark is easy to break, but a promise you make in front of other men is a different animal. 6 months is gonna pass, so be standing somewhere better then than you are now. You know who I am. I'm Ken Lane. You know when to come back. That's next Sunday. And you know what to do. You're ready to work.